Hi, it's Steve Klark with Klark Software. Thanks for joining me. Today I just want to walk you through the ABCD comparison. It's one of our most popular proposals and it's very flexible. There's a lot you can do with it, and that's what we're going to do today. Just walk you through about 4 to 6 things and the way the ABCD comparison is used in different scenarios. So when you open Klark Software, you're going to see in the top left, just below the Klark proposal software, it says personal. So the ABCD comparison is in the personal program. We go to the left-hand column of icons, we go to the third one down, and we click on it. And what I want to do today is load some saved cases. So we're going to go up into the top left here. We're going to click on File. We're going to click on Open Case. And then we're going to go down towards the bottom. You're going to see Samples, Personal. We're going to highlight that, and we're going to click Open. And in this scenario, let's say John Smith is about 40 years old. And what you're going to see towards the top of the page is we're going to show the value of these plans at age 70. So we're going to show John Smith 3 different life plans. And let's say he's on the fence between term and permanent. So I'm going to run 3 separate illustrations. And then I'm going to go to age 70 on that first illustration, which is the term product. And I'm going to plug in the death benefit, the cash value, and the outlay. Then I'm going to go to that second illustration, which is a permanent plan. And again, I'm going to go to age 70, and I'm going to plug in the death benefit, the cash value, and the outlay. And then plan C is a different type of permanent plan, and again, I'm going to age 70, and I'm hand loading or plugging in that information. We're going to go down to the bottom right of the page here, and we're going to click on Preview. And now we've got the graph up. And I'm just going to hit the maximize icon. And we're just going to make it a little bigger for you. So this graph is the value of the plans at age 70. Blue is the insurance, green's the cash value, red is the outlay or the premium paid. And then what our program does, in the gray box, at age 70, we're going to illustrate the difference between the outlay and the cash value. So that term product in Plan A on the front end, it's got a nice low premium. But if you go out 30 years, now you've got a big red number sitting in that gray box. Whereas the permanent plans, they've had time to mature and generate value. And what you're going to see is both B and C are on the plus side. So what we can do here is we can pick different product types. We can pick our time period, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, go to our illustrations, get those time frames, 20, 30, 40 years, grab those numbers, plug them in, and again, we can show the client what different policy types do over the time period you select. So we're going to close this. Now we're going to show you a second way it's used. So we're going to click on File in the top left. We're going to click on Open Case, and now we're going to go to ABCD Policy Growth. And we're going to click Open, highlight that, we're going to click Open. So now let's just say John Smith is 50 years old, somewhere in there. And he's purchased a permanent plan. Now we can educate him about this plan. We can go to that illustration we used in the presentation, and we can go to age 65 and plug in the death benefit, the cash value, and the outlay. We can go to age 75 in that illustration and plug those numbers into Plan B. And then we can go to age 85 in that illustration, plug those into Plan C. So what we can do when we click on Preview is you're going to see what we're doing is we're visually plotting the growth of the policy for John Smith. John, if you continuously fund this policy, by age 65, your death benefit is $200,000, and you're going to see that your policy is on the plus side, $15,000. And then you can see the growth to age 75. The death benefit has grown by 90 grand, and the value in the policy now is 60,000. And then by age 85, you can see it's really getting up and getting going. So when you look in the gray box again, you can see how that policy grows over the time periods. And it's important to educate the client about the value and the benefit in a life insurance product, and this is a nice way of doing it. You could also take a child's policy and show the growth to mom and dad. Say you insured a newborn. Well, you could show the policy at age 20 in Plan A, age 40 in Plan B, age 60 in Plan C. So mom and dad are going to see that growth in that policy over time. So let's close this. And let's click on File in the top left. We're going to click on Open Case. And now we're going to click on Premium Comparison. And we're going to go down and we're going to open it. So what we can do here now is show premium modes to John Smith. Again, he knows what product he's going to buy. Now we can educate him on the different ways to pay. So you are going to go back to your illustration. You're going to kick out those different premium modes. We've got a 10 pay in Plan A. We've got a 20 pay in Plan B. And then we've got paid to 65 in C. And again, all these numbers are coming off your illustration. So when you go down and you click on Preview, basically what John Smith's going to see is if he pays off this policy earlier, he's going to get more value. But what you got to notice here is the premiums level with each payment period. Now there's a different way you can illustrate this, but before I do that, we'll just go down to the gray box. And again, that gray box shows the difference in the different premium modes and the difference between the outlay and the cash value. And you can see that 10 pay gives you a heck of a lot more value than paying it out to 65. So let's close this, and we're going to click on File in the top left. We're going to go to Open Case, and now I'm going to show you a different way to show the premium. And what we're doing here in Plan A, we're just paying the premium for 15 years and we're stopping. In Plan B, we're paying that premium for 30 years and we're stopping. And in Plan C, we're paying that premium out to age 65. So when we click on Preview, I'm going to maximize this for you so you see it better. You can see the difference in the premium modes. Again, it's a different way of paying it, but anything on the illustration you could illustrate with Klark Software. And another point about the illustration is anytime you use the ABCD comparison at the point of sale, you've got to have your company illustration with Klark Software. That's compliance. So as we move down, again, you can see the value for the different premium modes. It's a nice way to educate the client about different ways to pay for a policy. So let's close this. And now we're going to show another way you can use the ABCD comparison. We're clicking on File. We're clicking on Open Case. And we're going to go to the top, ABCD Additional Premium. Highlight that. We're going to click Open. So now we can illustrate to a client what happens if you put additional premium into a plan. So in Plan A, we have a product at $800 a year. In Plan B, we have a product at $1,200 a year. In Plan C, we have a product at $1,600 a year. So when you click on Preview, basically what the client is going to see is if they can afford more premium, they're going to get more value out of that policy. And that's reinforced when you look at the gray box. You can see that growth difference as you bump the premium. A couple other things that reps are doing when they use the ABCD comparison. If you're writing a husband and wife, you could put the husband in Plan A and the wife in Plan B. They'd be side by side. Also, if you're going up against a competitor and you get a hold of the enforced numbers of that competitor's policy, you could put your policy into Plan A, and then you could put your competitor's policy into Plan B, so you're going head-to-head policy-wise against your competition. And again, if you are going to use this proposal, you have to have your company illustration with Klark Software at the point of sale. That's compliance. But the ABCD is a very flexible proposal. It's very popular. You could show different product types over the time period you select. We could show the growth of the policy over the time periods you select. We could show different premium modes, and we could show additional premium. As always, if you have questions or if you're interested in training, please give me a call and I'd be more than happy to help you out. Take care, and thanks for joining me.